don't know how to say this, but it's day 7. For 5 days did I memorize verses. The 6th day, it took me 2 days to get those verses. So let me start this again. Days 1 through 5, I followed the schedule perfectly. Day 6, I did try to memorize the verses for day 6, but I didn't get through it all. So then I used day 7. Then I combined. So I didn't post what I was supposed to post yesterday. Bro, I'm so confusing. Hold up. I started Monday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I followed the schedule perfectly. Saturday is day 6. I combined Saturday and Sunday into one day 6 video. Because on Saturday I was doing the memorization, but I couldn't get it all. And I don't know. I have to be better at my time. Memorized it, wrote it down once, but didn't follow up again. So then Sunday, which I consider it's still day 6 in the same video, I took it as a day of running through it again and then reflecting on the week. But then today, as I started reciting everything that I learned the past days to continue moving forward as today would be considered day 7 in the schedule. I would finish the rest of chapter 2 of Proverbs. But as I was writing it, I missed certain chunks in the first chapter, and then I only missed one verse in chapter 2. And I missed a big chunk in chapter 1, and then I guess I just missed it. I didn't really reverse the order. Yeah, I just missed it. Then I missed one verse in chapter 2. So I'm gonna go over today where I'm still messing up and fixing those transitions, because you know how I'll break it down into chunks and memorize those, and then fixing those transitions, and then just being more fluid in how I speak or how I recite the phrases, the verses. So I'm not going to learn any new material today, which is kind of upsetting. But it also makes me upset that I'm not retaining this stuff perfectly. So before I hopped on here, I started writing out. That's how I know I was missing stuff today. Because I was writing out chapter 1. And then after it says, like those who go down to the pit, we shall find all precious goods. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Throw in your lot among us. We will all have one purse. After that one purse, it's the end of it's like the quote ends where he started off by saying, if sinners say, come with us, right? Let us lie in wait for blood. That's the end of that quote. And then it jumps into the new line, which I fully missed. The one about the birds. Or I think it was the birds. Yeah. It was the couple verses that was like, my son, do not walk in the way with them, right? Hold back your foot from their paths, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. And then this is, right, for in vain is the net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Right? Such are the ways of all who get gained by violence. He takes away the life of his possessor. I missed that whole section. And then instead of that, I just jumped into straight, the abbreviation that I like, wisdom in on at. Wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the market, she raises her voice. That one. So after throw in your lot among us, we will all have one purse. I fully missed this do not walk away with them section, and then went straight to wisdom cries loud in the street. And I was like, bro, that's a pretty big chunk. How did I miss that? And then when I was writing out the end of chapter 1, I missed verse 29 fully. Where it says, then they will call on me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. I wrote the first word right, because, but then I jumped into a different verse which says, would have none of my counsel and despise all my reproof. But that's like the second part of the verse. The first part of the verse is supposed to say, how it's supposed to start is because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Then it goes into what I wrote, would have none of my counsel and despise all my reproof. Then I did it right. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way and be sated with their own devices. And it continues. So this part I also was struggling with. For the simple, after it says they'll be sated with their own devices, and it says, for the simple will be killed by the turning away, and the complacence of fools destroys them. But he who listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without judging evil. So I gotta fix those. I just want to get those unlocked, because I feel like if I continue adding, it's like I'm setting bricks, right? And I put in a brick that cracked, and I'm continuously adding to it. I feel like it's gonna like fall, and going back to it might be harder. I don't know, but I want to make sure this is good before I move on to the actual day 7. So I think I'm gonna label this video day 6.5. So for chapter 2, when I was writing, I was fine up until the point where it says, then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. I fully forgot the verse, and I jumped straight into the ending of it, where it says, discretion will watch over you, understanding will guard you. And I was like, okay, that doesn't flow. And that makes sense, because this is the part that I was struggling with yesterday too, where it says, for wisdom will come into your heart and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Wisdom is not smacking me today. So that's the one that I was struggling with. So I'm gonna keep at it. What I tried to do earlier was, I would write out the verse, I would write out everything, all of chapter 1, and I would get to a point, I'd be like, wait, I didn't say this. So then I would stop, I would go back, I would check my progress so far, and I would be like, oh, okay, I missed all of, my son, do not walk in the way with them. And I knew it, but I just didn't put it in the right place. So I'm going to keep trying to put it in the right place. And then for verses that I fully missed, I wrote down the verse. I showed myself where it was. I wrote it out. And then I 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I copied it 4 more times. And then same thing for verse 10 in chapter 2. I wrote it down once, showed myself where it's supposed to go, copied it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I'm gonna try to do this again. Y'all are like, dang, this man wears the same sweater every video. No, but I feel like somebody's gonna comment that, or just even like think it. This stuff is making these videos are hilarious. It's like me talking to myself, but also me talking to you, that one person that's listening and watching. Appreciate you. Comment down below your name. Comment down below. Comment down below just the word proverb, so I know it's you. You made it to what? 10 minutes, 35 seconds. Okay. Chapter 1. Starting again. Proverbs chapter 1. Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. Or colon on or semicolon, I don't even know. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. That man may know wisdom and instruction, understand words of insight, receive instruction in wise dealing, righteousness, justice, and equity. That prudence may be given to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. The wise man also may hear and increase in learning. That's really cool. And the man of understanding acquire skill. To understand a proverb and a figure, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. And this jumps into the part about fatherly instruction. Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and reject not your mother's teaching. For they are a fair garland for your neck your head. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. Do not open the door, buddy. If they say, this is the beginning of the quote. Come with us. Let us. They're so inclusive, these enticing sinners. Let us lie in wait for blood. Let us set. Come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us set an ambush. Let us set an ambush. Nope. No wonder it didn't make sense. Let us wantonly ambush the innocent. Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole. They don't want a part of you. They want all of it. This is where I have to change, like, mentally the direction of where we're headed in the sentence or whatever phrase we're going to. Because usually I would take this part right here where it says, start of the quote, and then it comes here to, like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole. And I would continue the point into the next verse where it says, like those who go down to the pit. But then I always thought it was a weird jump to we shall find all precious goods. So from now on, I'm going to be thinking it of let us swallow them alive and whole. Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole. And I'm going to take that as the point for let us lie and wait for blood, and then let us ambush the innocent. Like, that's all one mental thought. And then it switches to, because this makes sense because they're going down. And it switches. So then it's like those who go down to the pit. And this is where, in my mind, I'm like, whoever, and then like those who go down to the pit. It's like those like grave diggers. Those grave diggers that just dig up all these precious goods and stuff from past kings. Because then that ties into not only we shall find all precious goods, we shall fill our house to spoil, because that does happen. But the whole aspect of like grave diggers for treasure tie back into chapter 2 where it says, and treasure up my commandments with you. And then it talks about it again as in like hidden treasures. So that's how I'm going to think of it from now on. Like those who go down to the pit. Like those who go down to the pit, again, they're so inclusive. We shall find all precious goods. We will fill our houses with spoil. The we shall. Shall, I know, is used where I always mess it up, is where they talk about eating the fruit. They will eat the fruit. What is it? They will eat the fruit of their way. They shall eat the fruit of their way. But here it's will. We will find all precious goods. We will fill our houses with spoil. Okay, and now that you went down to the pit, you got this stuff. Throw in your lot among us. We will all have one purse. End of quote. And then it ends with like a little dash. Now it's all one quote. We'll all have one purse. So they're so inclusive. Throw in your lot among us. We will all have one purse. We will all share of the glory until somebody stabs you in the back, right? Yep. Okay. This is the section that I fully missed last time, so I'm not missing it now. We'll all have one purse. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. And make haste to shed blood. And I'm pretty sure it's a period now. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Oh boy, why am I blanking now? For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird, but these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Okay, we're back. This is where I literally said it earlier too, but I'm over here contemplating what the complacence of fools. What does it do? Destroys them. You will not be destroyed. For they set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of those who get gain by violence. It takes away the life of its possessors. I really hope that this is it. I really do. And we're gonna check. Because if this is right, then that section is fine. And then I can jump straight into the wisdom cries aloud in the street. And if that's the case, we're on to something. Okay, gotta block all this stuff because I don't want to see it. Up until we say, Let us wantonly ambush the innocent, like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We shall find all precious goods, we shall fill our houses with spoil. Throw in your lot among us, we will all have one purse, dash, unquote. And then this is where the new, my son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their paths, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood, they set in ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of all who get gain by violence. It takes away the life of its possessors. Perfect. Gonna block the rest. I'm gonna let myself see it. Perfect. Period. New section. The days are starting to come together. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and this would be day 4, which I learned on Thursday. Wisdom cries aloud. Wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the markets, she raises her voice. On the top of the walls, she cries out. At the entrance, the city gates, she speaks. And what does she speak? How long, oh simple ones, will you love being simple? How long? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? I think it's knowledge, and fools hate wisdom. I don't think this is wisdom here though. Gotta go with my gut. And fools hate knowledge. Give heed to my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make my words known to you. I will make my words known to you. Period. Because I'll write that next line over here. Let's actually go through this real quick. How long simple will you love doing simple? Give heed to my reproof. heed to my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make my words known to you first. What was I tripping about? It takes away the life of its possessors. Yes. Okay. Because I have called and you refuse to listen, have stretched out my hand, and no one has heeded. And you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when panic strikes you. When panic strikes you, when panic strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call out to me, but I will not answer. I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. Blanking again, brother. Oh, it hit. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof. Yeah, that makes sense. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, they would have none of my counsel and despise all my reproof. I think it just, I want to say it ends. Like, this is it. Knowledge did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel, and despised all my reproof. Period. I think. For he, where is it? Therefore, and then for. It is therefore before for. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their own paths. And be sated by their own devices. Yep, and after they eat this bad fruit, I don't know if it's for fools or just fools, or not. No, it's not. For devices. And I think that's a period here. I'm not sure, but I know the next word is for. For simple are killed by their turning away and the complacence of fools destroys. But he who listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of evil. Period. Okay, time to check. Because I have called and you refuse to listen, have stretched out my hand and no one has heeded. And you have ignored, And you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when panic strikes you. When panic strikes you like a storm and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then, okay, that's a new sentence. Then they will call upon. I messed up. No. Then they will call upon me, not out to me. And they will call upon me. I'm gonna circle that because I need to remember that. They will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. This is a new sentence right here. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel, and despise all my reproof. Then that's, therefore isn't a new sentence, just a comma. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their, not their own path, their way. No. They shall eat the fruit of their way. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their way and be sated with, using bio here, with circle, with their own devices. For the simple This is a new sentence. Perfect. It is. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacence of fools destroys them. But he who listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of evil. So close. So stinking close. I'm gonna take a little break and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Okay, cool. So we saw that I missed the words upon, weigh, and be sated with their own devices. Other than that, chapter 1 is looking, and then, yeah, it's looking pretty good. So the beginning of chapter 2. Because then I'm just going to focus on the last 2 sentences for chapter 1, right? Then they will call upon me. No, they will call out to me, yeah. So chapter 2. My son, if you receive my words, treasure up my commandments with you, making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining to understanding. Yes, if you cry out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it, silver, and search it as for hidden treasures, then you will stand of the Lord. Then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom stores up sound knowledge, sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity. guarding the paths of justice and preserving the way of his saints. I don't want to miss it again. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity. Every good path. This is the section that I missed last time. After every good path. This is where wisdom smacks you in the face, right? For wisdom come into your heart, and knowledge will come into your, for wisdom will come into your heart, no and. Knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will watch over you. Discretion will watch over you. No, wisdom will guard you. Let's test it out. My son, if you receive my words and charge up, this is part I don't really mind. I think it's all fine. Okay, right here. For the Lord gives wisdom from his mouth. For the Lord gives wisdom from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice and preserving the way of his saints. Very good. Besides that period. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity, every good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will watch over you. Discretion will watch over you. Oh, it is and knowledge. No. Discretion will watch over you. It's not wisdom, it's understanding. Will guard you. Okay. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Later in the day, sometime in the afternoon, evening, I'm gonna go over everything that I learned again. Just to recap, until I can say it all on lock, like 3 times in a row. Tomorrow will be introduction to the rest of chapter 2, and we'll finish that, and then we're back on schedule. So a 2-day hiatus. Oh well. But going good. Going pretty good. Discretion will watch over you. Understanding will guide you. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.